Welcome to the Syllabus Tour. Just wanted to give you a little bit of help reading through this. This is a very long document because I tried to have everything that you might need to know in one place. Tried to label it well and so on, but there is a lot of material. So the first part is just things about me, about the class, some web pages, course objectives, so this is what you'll be doing by the end of the class. I have a brief calendar, which just shows things that are due at 6 p.m. basically. There is a more detailed calendar later on, but this gives you a quick sense of things. Make sure you mark on your calendar Monday, September 7th, no class. And remember that block 2 starts on Friday, September 18th. We do not get a 4-day block break like we usually do. So I talked a little bit about Remind in the other video, but briefly that's allowing us to exchange messages over text. If you do not have a phone capable of texting or you don't get free texts, let me know, we can do email instead. Or you can do the email yourself if you'd like. In terms of grading, I have each assignment worth a certain number of points and then they just all add up. Your goal, so there are going to be at least 10,000 points available, probably a few more. And the letter grade that you, the points that you need for each letter grade is shown right here. Notice that you want a B- or better if you're going straight to 127, if you're going straight to the topics class. If you're going to 095 eventually, you need a C- or better. But if you want 127, if you want to skip 095, which you can only do in certain majors, you want that B- or better. And really, you always want that B- or better, right? Academic honesty, I linked to the student code of conduct. If you have any questions about, am I allowed to use this on the test or how closely can we work together, please just talk to me. Hold harmless forms and letters requesting special accommodations. Send those my way if you haven't already. I have some assignments, which we'll talk through in class. My late work policy. Things are due when they're due, but I understand that sometimes life gets in the way. So what I do is I use virtual tokens, and those give you a little more flexibility. So if an assignment is due at 8:15 and you just can't get it in by 8:15, you say, okay, I'll get it in by 2. Just tell me that you want to use a virtual token. You start out class with 2 of them. I'll keep track of them in the grade book. And I won't mark your assignment as late. I'll grade it just as if it had been turned in on time, although it may be graded a little later depending on my availability for grading it as soon as you get it in. Other Moodle assignments, so if it's due at 6 p.m., then you can get it in by a little before midnight for 1 token. It's due at 8:15 in the morning, you can get it in by 2 for 1 token. You can have a longer extension for 3 tokens. You say 3 tokens, you only gave us 2. We'll talk about how to earn some more. Office hours with significant questions, we'll talk that over in class. Significantly revising a returned assignment. So we'll talk about what I mean by that. And if you come up with other ideas, let me know, because I'm always open to them. If you have extra tokens at the end of class, they will go toward your overall grade. Each token is worth 10 points, adding to that total that you saw up here. So if you have 10 tokens, that's 10 points. That could be the difference between, well, any of these. Okay. Course delivery, we're doing some synchronous, some asynchronous, and some of it you get to choose yourself. So I'll be in the classroom, I'll be in a different classroom actually, but same idea. I'll share the smartboard screen. You will be home or somewhere where you have some quiet and can talk when you need to. We'll have class, I thought I changed that. We'll have class each day from 8:15 to 11:15, the first part of it will be just for specific questions, and that's going to be mandatory. The later part, which will probably start around 9:30ish, it might vary by the day though, will be optional. You can either use that as work time or you can do your work on your own time. So this I will change shortly. And then office hours are kind of incorporated into the work time, and they're by appointment. So just let me know. So again, this thing will change. You'll watch the videos on your own time, and I'll tell you what you need to watch each day. You can just check Moodle. And we're using Edulastic for testing. I'm going to have you use your school email address to sign up for it. It's super easy. And sometimes you'll just enter an answer. Sometimes you will take pictures of your work and upload it. So there are a couple different ways that you can do that. And we will talk about that more as the exams get closer. Make sure you've printed the notes packet before you start watching the videos, because you need to be able to fill that in. And if you have concerns, please contact me, text me. Text it gets the quickest answer. If it's something that's a longer question though, you can email. Tentative course schedule. So you can see I've got a lot of stuff on here, but that's why I wanted to walk you through. For example, video set A, you're going to watch it the night of the 24th. So it's due 8:15 on the 25th. It has to have been watched by then. Then, well, actually, this is not the best example because A is a little bit different. We'll have questions on video set A. We'll have work time on video set B, which you've also watched. And then the homework A is due that night. Homework B, though, notice you watch the video here. You get work time here, you get specific questions time here, and it's due here. So even though you start watching it August 24th, the homework on it on video set B is not due until August 26th. It gives you some time to work through this, to ask some questions of me and of others. So notice also, final exam is due at noon, not 6 p.m. So make sure that you get that in. We also have exam 2 due at 6 p.m. on the 10th, exam 1 due at 6 p.m. on the 28th. If you have questions about that, please let me know, because I do want those exams in by that time. Start early so that you don't feel rushed. A few things about classroom etiquette. Wear appropriate clothes, even if you don't think they'll be seen. You know, you can see my well, you can't really see my reflection in there, but there are a lot of ways to, a lot of things that could be in line of sight that we don't want in line of sight, including roommates, etc. Roommates are fine, but they need to be dressed too. Anyway, notice that I do have a link to a guy who was interviewing on a major show and wore a suit jacket and shorts, and that showed up. So wear appropriate clothes even if you don't think they'll be seen. While we're on Zoom together, we are in class. So please act accordingly, keep your attention focused on the class. If you have other obligations, if you have, you know, children that you're watching, etc., just talk to me, give me a heads up, and we'll figure out how we can best make this class work for you. But in terms of class, when we're in class, please focus on the class. Check-in assignments are just a way to kind of keep a pulse on the class, to see how things are going for you to vent if you need to. You can vent about this class, you can vent about whatever else is going on. I kind of want to build community because we won't be seeing each other in person. I think this is a good way to do it. So you can talk about pretty much whatever, but notice that I have to report child abuse and Title IX violations, such as sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, sex-based discrimination. So if you want to talk about those things, that's fine, but I have to report them. If you want to talk about them with someone who does not have to report it, we've got Jerry Gerard, and we'll meet him later. We've got Heidi Peterson, and the Community Support Center is also a great resource. They have a 24-hour crisis hotline. I can help you get to those services if you have any questions. So, and your responses to the check-in assignments should be positive and encouraging. I want it to be obvious that you read their essay, their writing, and really thought about it. So not just good job or I agree. And I will give you feedback, so if your first response is not substantial enough, I'll let you know, you can revise it. This is not something where I'm aiming for you to lose points on. I want you to get full credit as long as you are putting in the work. So I will give some guidance there. To contact me, email me or text me. I'm generally responding to texts pretty quickly, and emails take just a little bit longer. You can send messages anytime. My phone's on Do Not Disturb from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. So if you want to send me a question at 2 in the morning, go for it. I'll see it when I wake up. It's not going to wake me up. I've got some information about student counseling services, which again, we have two amazing counselors here, Jerry Gerard and Heidi Peterson. More information about the mandatory employee reporting. I do have to report Title IX violations, as do most others at this school. Again, this does not include the counselors. And then the last page is required in every syllabus. It talks about wearing masks in the classroom, etc. Notice that we're not going to be in the classroom. So this page is important for you to know if you're going to be on campus, but it is not super relevant for this class since we won't be in a classroom setting together. And as always, if you have questions, let me know.